Hello, and welcome to some terrifying tales. Another video of terrifying tales told on r/nosleep. This first one was given to Reddit by a user called Smirky Shrugs. The first time I saw a corpse. There were two in them. I thought they were mannequins. I was about 7 years old, playing along the property line of our rural home in Holt, California. Holt is basically a farming community, but it's right outside of Stockton, which is known for having some of the highest crime and murder rates in California. Our 170 acres was connected to Whiskey Slough Harbour, which had a dock, bar and trailer park. The train went right past our house. People would often discard trash down the side of their leave behind our barn. The train going by would mask any noise they made, and the barn would block our view of them. My dad would use a backhoe to dig big holes and then bury the trash. I'd been out there one day briefly rummaging through a new pile of trash that had shown up. Right on top, I saw what I thought were two dark-skinned mannequins. Imagine that if I could have seen their faces, I would have realised they were real, but my young mind was preoccupied with what might have been hidden in the garbage pile, so I dug through the pile for a while until I gave up and went outside. It stunk, and I've never forgotten the smell. My family bred sherbet German Shepherds, and we always had a litter of puppies for sale. During that time, we had 3 puppies. My mum had noticed that they had been disappearing all during the day for a few days. They would disappear in the morning and return in the evening, fat and happy. My mum had been trying to figure out what they had been eating and where they'd been going all day. I still remember picking one up and rubbing her nose to its nose, its tail wagging happily. I remember asking about out loud where they'd been going all day, feeling their bulging stomachs and asking what they'd been eating. After a few days, one morning my mum was taking me to school. My brother and sister were also in the car, and they were leaving the house as we passed by the barn, and my father was with the police and the paramedics. He looked at us, and he knew my mum would want to stop and see what was going on, so he made a serious face and he waved her on. He didn't want us kids to see. It would be more than 5 years before I would be told the story what happened that day. My father had noticed a smell, and upon investigating, found the body behind the barn. After talking to the police and some of the victim's family, he learned that the 2 men had been in a gang, and they had recently become born-again Christians and decided to leave the gang. Apparently the gang wouldn't allow it, and they had taken them out to the boonies and executed them on the side of their leave. It would be another couple of days before I realised, a sick realisation, as our little German Shepherd puppies had likely been wandering off and feasting on rotten human flesh for almost a week. There's no other way for them to have gotten so fat. I can still see my mum rubbing her nose to the nose of that puppy, its fat little belly, full of human meat. This next one was posted by a Reddit user called Relative Witness. Believe me, I feel ridiculous making that assertion. Cats aren't exactly known for heroically defending their owners. I swear on anything you like. I now owe my continued existence to my 13-pound furry gremlin. I just have one cat, Bugsy, a rage-fueled 4-year-old ginger tabby. Her average day consists of sleeping, biting my feet, and shitting in my bathroom sink. Not exactly the hero songs are made of, but I love her despite myself. After all, she's the only pet I've ever had, and I would lay legions for her. I go to bed around 11, and she generally runs up and down the hallway for about 30 minutes before coming up and curling next to me. Sometimes I swear she's trying to smother me by wallowing over my face and sticking her whiskers up my nose. So I didn't find it remotely strange to feel 4 little paws hop onto my bed and walk across my chest. I could hear her purring as she circled on top of me. Eyes closed, I reached out to put a hand out to pet her. My fingers met with disconcerting texture, akin to the rough side of a kitchen sponge. Pulling my hand away, I could feel the purring rattling through my bones. My eyes flew open. Even in the dark, I can tell it wasn't Bugsy on my chest. The rough fur that covered this animal was blacker than the darkness surrounding it. It stood on long, slender legs that supported a skin and bones body. Its head was a teardrop shape, with no visible nose, and eyes were that big. Massive, reflective orange eyes met mine. The purr deepened, a thumping bass radiating through my body. I stared, transfixed, into those luminous eyes. It blinked slowly, languidly. I realised that I wasn't breathing, and drew in a long, shuddering breath. It smiled. Hundreds of tiny teeth glowed in the scant light as the creature smiled, opening its mouth much further than it should have been able to. Hot air smelling of tar and smoke forced its way down to my lungs. The purr changed, gradually becoming higher pitched until it sounded more like the whine of an aeroplane engine. I felt my eardrums pop agonizingly. I couldn't think, couldn't move. The all-consuming need was just keep staring deep into those eyes. Galaxies of nebula spun behind those eyes. Inky depths of the ocean could be found in those eyes. Hot liquid was dripping off my ears. Then as suddenly as it appeared, the eyes were gone. The weight was ripped off my chest, and the purring stopped abruptly as the animal flew, shrieking against the wall. I saw a flash of orange as Bugsy tackled the thing. My hands flew up to cover my ears as the shrieking continued, joined by the hissing, spitting ferocity of Bugsy. Bugsy flew back across the room, across the bed, with a loud pop. Finally coming to my senses, I jumped out of my bed and flicked on the light switch. Bugsy paced back and forth, tail twitching, agitated. Panicky, my eyes darted all over the room. The thing was nowhere in sight. I dropped to the floor and looked into the bed. Nothing. Bugsy licked at a scratch on her shoulder. I cautiously crawled across the bed to the far corner where the thing had been last seen. The only sign I could see of the creature was a vicious green liquid on one of my pillows. Shaking, I pulled Bugsy to me. Looking her over, aside from a couple of scratches on her, she was fine. I hugged her tight as she glared at me. I haven't seen any indication of it coming back yet, but I can't bring myself to turn the light off, or let Bugsy leave my sight. I took her to the vet today just to make sure nothing more was wrong. I had to tell him that she'd gotten in a fight with another cat, but I didn't have a good explanation when he pulled out the straight, black claw after one of her cuts.